long straight cross tailwind through this section. We're then going to go through the Flamme Rouge, and then we've got a left-hander to take us, and then just a very slight bend round towards the right on this finish.
Yeah, I think the right-hand side of the road is definitely the best place to be, not just because it does bend around to the right, but also because the wind is coming from the left-hand shoulder. So the team that has the opportunity to take that right-hand side of the road and will then have their last lead-out rider, just leaving enough space for their sprinter to come past them on the right-hand side, but then will slightly shut down the gap, likely just behind them. Nothing dangerous, but it just is something that we do see in lead-outs, and it's to protect the back wheel of the sprinter as well. So tactically the teams will have looked at that and will have made that decision, but of course if you can't take the right hand side of the road, you need to be able to adapt that quickly and to take the longer way around, but also the windier way around, but just protect your sprinter as much as possible from that wind.
And also is that a little sort of fanning out, a subtle fanning out through a big corner on a wide road like this as well, just to sort of fan out and come back into the line when you've got that corner towards the finish?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like we might have had a crash there, or definitely some incident in the back of the peloton. I don't think anyone's gone down, luckily, but a lot of riders fanning at the back. Maybe a rider or two has had an incident. But yeah, like you say, if you've got the side of the road, you can still do a mini echelon to give your riders more space, but to still not allow any space for anyone to come up the side and to be able to get into the lead out.
So the aerial shot here running in towards our final corner. You can see there's a real battle for position. UAE holding that right-hand side of the road. The team of Little Trek for Elisa Balsamo. It's quite chaotic in the run-in towards the finish. So UAE, right, I mean, they're in a different postcode at the moment now, why this road is given the two lead-outs on either side.
Yeah, the really interesting to see. And what's difficult here is if there is one side of the road that you want to be on, but the other side is pulling away from you, it's to try and hold your own and not do that drifting over and to be lured into the other side of the road, because then obviously you do lose that position. And at the moment, very evenly matched, and like we said, there's so much space for the riders behind to be able to move back up, but it's difficult at this speed to then do that final jump to get to the front.
So looking now towards the Flamme Rouge in the final corner, Rihanna Marcus out of the saddle here in the red, yellow and blue colours of Little Trek. Hands over now to Emma Norsgaard. Marcus just swings off the front. Balsamo moves up, poised and ready for the team of Little Trek. She's got Clara Caponi right in front of her through the Flamme Rouge now, through our final corner. And it is Little Trek and UAE. Liv Alula-Jayco in those purple and grey colours. Ruby Roseman Gannon trying to get into a strong position, but it's still Emma Norsgaard here leading out, and it's Caroline Swinkels. Looks like it's got Sophie Van Rooyen on the wheel with Katrin Schweinberger of the team of Human Powered Health. Mia Griffin moving up for Roland and Ireland. Just getting into right position now for the lead out for Balsamo. Caponi takes over on the front. Swinkels doing a great lead out. You can see Van Rooyen not wanting to go too early. Katrin Schweinberger launches her sprint for the line. And they line it up. It's Schweinberger. Balsamo trying to come over the top here. And up towards the line. Schweinberger through the centre. Schweinberger throws the bike at the line. As the victory goes, it looks like to Human Powered Health, and Katrin Schweinberger takes that one. Great lead out there for Human Powered Health. That is a big win for Katrin Schweinberger.
Yeah, huge win for her and for Human Powered Health, and she did just what we were saying earlier in the race, where some riders wanting to surf the wheels and to be able to use other lead-outs, and that's what she did perfectly with UAE Team ADQ in her National Champs jersey, kind of hiding slightly, just blending in with that lead-out as well.
Unfortunately, the camera just kept cutting there, so we couldn't quite get a glimpse of the long run in towards the finish. It just switched back at the last minute here. Van Rooyen got herself pinned on the barriers. It looked like Georgia Baker up there as well. Great finish for Mia Griffin. Elisa Balsam, unfortunately, it did look like she got kind of boxed in on the run-in towards the finish, but that's a career win, you would say, in this sort of company for Catherine Schweinberger.
Yeah, definitely, and a big win for Human Powered Health as well, and important towards gaining those bonus seconds towards the overall as well. So we can see celebrations here. It looked like Van Rooyen, she was slightly boxed in, and also Balsamo, she ran out of lead out, so didn't want to go too early and was just waiting too much, but then did get herself boxed in. But a big win here for Katrin Schweinberger.
And that was, again, when you talk about, you were talking about it on the run-in in terms of the team could help, really worked well in that sprint. But then Schweinberger there really just surfed the lead-outs absolutely perfectly, just freelanced that sprint.
Yeah, definitely. They don't have many of their lead-out riders here, so taking the option to